Can these illegal Magic the Gathering cards work legally in tournaments? Well, today we're going to look at the Unglued set from the Magic the Gathering, basically silver border sets. We're going to start off with Giant Fan. Giant Fan is a 4-mana artifact. That's very expensive. Usually fans, you can get them at garage sales for 50 cents. It's for 2 mana, tap, move target counter from one card to another. If the second card's rules text refers to any type of counters, the moved counter becomes one of those counters. Well, I guess who chooses that? Otherwise, it becomes a +1/+1 counter. What's wrong with that? I think that's perfectly fine. I think in theory it could work. So you move like any random counter. It's like if a counter would move to another permanent with a card that described counters, well, then it becomes that counter instead. Otherwise, it becomes a +1/+1 counter. Seems kind of weak. I agree. I mean, this is awful. The idea is like a magical fan came out of nowhere and then blew all the counters on the battlefield to something else. If anything, it should have been a giant cat. And I'll tell you why. Because a giant cat has a higher probability of knocking things around or laying on the table and then pushing counters onto other cards. And then it's just legally on other cards. I think okay, we'll get there in a second. Does anyone have super objections? I think this card could work. I mean, it's a bit stupid. It's a bit weird. I mean, no one would practically play this for any reason, but I don't see how it's all that particularly it's a bit weird turning like +1/+1 counters or feather counters into like, say, spore counters or something. I have absolutely no idea. But I don't see how it could be like, it won't break the game. I don't think it's too difficult to understand. It's okay. It's okay. So we're gonna say this one can work in a tournament. Toilet Duck, I'm rubber and you're glue. Oops, there's no... Okay, I'm rubber, you're glue. White enchantment. Speak only in rhyming sentences. I think that is already disqualified. If you do not sacrifice I'm rubber, you're glue. Say, I'm rubber, you're glue. Everything bounces off me and sticks to you. Target spell or ability, which targets only you, targets another player of your choice instead. I think as we talked about in the past, what if this is another language? I don't think like Spanish, Mandarin, Japanese, Korean, Russian, or anything like that. Like they're not going to pronounce, or sorry, I'm rubber and you're glue is not going to particularly end up rhyming in their language. You know what I mean? What do we have here in the... Oh, everyone just wants to suggest cards over here. So anyway, this is an easy disqualification. It's not going to work in tournaments. They can't print that. They can print a lot of these silver border cards, but they can't actually print that one. Does Canada have jury duty? Yes, we do. I've never been called for it. Or I guess I just never answer my phone. If anyone phones me, I never answer it. Like, the odds of it being a scam call are basically 99%. Like, what's the point of answering the phone anymore these days? It's borderline useless. I should really just own a phone minus the cellular service. Christopher B says, discounting the basic lands, there are only 83 cards. That's why we gotta milk the content, Christopher B. We've gotta milk the content. We need to talk more about I'm rubber, you're glue. Interesting concept. I would lose immediately. Absolutely immediately. I would never be able to play with this card in actual life. Okay, next up, we're going to go to Benjamin Berkey. Once more with feeling. This is a quadruple white sorcery. Remove once more with feeling from the game, as well as all cards in play and in all graveyards. Each player shuffles their hand into their library, then draws 7 cards. Each player's life total is set to 7. This is literally Time Twister. It's literally Time Twister. Now, here's the real question. If this was legal, is it broken? is a 4-mana Time Twister in mono white too strong for this game? It might end up being part of some sort of blue-white... You know what? Time Twister is a hard card to play, honestly. It's a very, very difficult card to play. It only like combos if you got like a Narset or something out that says your opponents can't draw more than one card. So once more from the game, each player shuffles their hand. Yeah, we're just completely wiping the board. This is fine for white. Also, the cheese stands alone. We might get to that. It works. That's all we've got here. It's not particularly complicated. I believe was Unglued the first set that tried these weird cards out. Maybe they weren't so ambitious back then. Bryce says this card combos with hidden Sugu second right. Is it? 10. I thought it was. Oh, you're right. Hide Tsugo second right. Because it's for 4 mana. It's an instant. If you have exactly 10 life, we're going to deal 10 damage to you. I guess it's a combo card. You have to rebuild, because aren't we exiling all cards? Remove once in the game from the game, as well as all cards in play in all graveyards. So is it wiping it all up? It's almost like an upheaval. Oh, I see. We are literally resetting the game here. DCI ruling. This card is restricted. You cannot play with more than 1 in your deck. Well, that doesn't matter in Commander. Okay. This card is legal. It's very doable. Even in 2025. Elixir with gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is a 3-mana sorcery. Remove all lands from play and shuffle them together. Randomly deal to each player 1 land card for each land they had before. For each player, put those lands into play under their control untapped. We do have these cards. We literally have cards like this. I feel like red has this effect more than anything. Like maybe even like destroy or I can't remember how they work. We have like a billion cards that do this sort of thing. When was this printed? Back in 94? No, not 94. That's too long ago. When was this unglued card? Oh, 1988. It came out. Well, that's still a long time ago. This card is a mess. Maybe in red green, but not in mono green. Oh, mono green, it might be completely useless. If Thief's Auction is legal in Commander, this would be perfectly fine. Lots of landfall triggers. Oh yeah, that's true, actually. I wasn't even thinking about that. But so yeah, you need some sort of creature enchantment in play in order to take advantage of the ETBs. So it's like it's a landfall trigger enabler. It also, yeah, I want to say this would work best in a colorless deck of some sort. Like, not colorless, pure colorless, like slight green, so that, you know, the lands that you give to your opponents are garbage, or ideally garbage, and the lands they give you, well, I mean, it doesn't matter, because you're just basically a monocolor deck. Or you just don't depend on a whole lot of colors. Because you're going to play a multicolored deck, you're going to end up getting a bunch of the wrong colors from other people. We have Zix here. So Dark Depth loses its counter and goes to a random play. With the big fan. That's a combo. Yeah, that could work. That's quite hilarious. But then those counters become something else on those cards. It like transforms. It's no longer, I don't know what they were on. They were the ice counters or something like that? Something like ice counters. Old Boy says, this is even mana positive if you have 4 or more lands. Remove a lands from the game and shuffle them together. Randomly deal to each player 1 land for each land they had before. Each player puts those lands into play. What do you mean it's more mana positive? Oh, you mean you could float the mana? So if you have more... Oh, I see. So if we have like 10 lands in play, float the mana, gerrymandering, and then we get the lands back, and then we get like a whole 10 mana. That's interesting. This could be used as a ritual. True story. And if you're not particularly picky about what lands you get, it's going to be a good value. All right, gerrymandering definitely is going to work. You might even say it's Zybers. Okay, next up, let's go. Con, if the cheese stands alone. You were waiting for this one, Kano. This works. they literally printed this card. 6 mana enchantment. If you control no cards in play other than the cheese stands alone, and you have no cards in your hand, you win the game, and you deserve it. That being said, I don't think anyone has ever won the game with this card. What was the card they called it? It was... What is the real card that this is based on? I always just remember the cheese stands alone. Greatest art of a card ever. It's got a very Ren and Stimpy vibe. It's got a very Powder Toast Man vibe, if anyone knows who Powder Toast Man is. You know, we gotta find Powder Toast Man. Powder Toast Man. There we go. I got a good picture of Powder Toast Man for everybody. There he is. There's Powder Toast Man. I don't know if this is an official drawing or not. It may or may not. See? Okay, so we have Powder Toast Man. She stands alone. Powder Toast Man. She stands alone. It's basically the same thing. It's basically the same thing. Oh, Baron Glory. Okay, we know it's possible, but has anyone ever actually won with this card? Anybody? Anyone in the comments section? Have you seen it happen? I just wonder is this one of those cards that people fantasize about building around but don't actually build around? And even when they try, it just never works. It's hard. It's like so hard to set this card up. You basically need to play Baron Glory. You need to exile your Baron Glory. You need to get rid of all your cards. And then you have to blow up your Baron Glory along with everything else. Never? Seems like a trap. Oh, they make tons of traps in Magic the Gathering. That's a good show idea. Magic cards that are traps. You will be better off never playing that card ever. The only difference is when you don't control at all versus at upkeep with Baron Glory. Small technicalities. Small little things. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. It forces you into MLD. What is this? Mid-range? So many EDH players don't even build the deck. Oh, mass land destruction. Oh, good God. That's right. We all know how EDH players feel about land destruction. No, they don't like that, do they? No, they don't. Okay, next up. Let's go. Christopher B's got to leave in 5 minutes. Will this work online? Double dip. Any double dippers over there? You know, even if I'm eating out of my own bowl, I don't double dip. I just want to make sure I don't even form the habit, because it could end up being disgusting. So double dip. It's a 5 mana instant. Choose another player. Gain 5 life now, and an additional 5 life at the beginning of the next game with that player. No. Has no shot. Oh, wait a minute. The next game. Choose another player. Gain 5 life now, and an additional 5 life at the beginning of the next. If there is no game, then it just doesn't happen. Okay, do you know what? I actually think that maybe this is possible. This is not the craziest thing in the world. I don't think it's all that different from like a ley line of abundance, or it's like a ley line where you start the game with a permanent before the game even starts. This is, it's a little different because this is an effect from a prior game. But I sometimes look at cards like ley lines like it's a very similar thing. Because that's like putting your whole mouth right in the dip, says Seinfeld, probably. It's possible in a best of 3, best of 5 setting, I guess. Well, I mean, it's possible in best of 1 too. I mean, it'd be useless. You'd be pretty stupid to be playing a 5 mana gain 5 life card in a 1-on-1 setting, right? It's why this is why I specified online. Seems easier to pull off. Well, no. I mean, even in paper, I don't think it'd be that impossible. Like, it's not like an honor system. It's like you have to remember your trigger. You could even say, and it even says gain 5 life now, an additional 5 life at the beginning of the next game. So, like, when the game starts, this thing is supposed to trigger. Oh, I see. The card is shuffled away though, so it might be hard to track. I mean, you could just even write it down on the life total. You could write down the next game's life total, and if it ever gets to that point, then you just start the game with 5 extra life. So I don't think it's the craziest thing. For just 5 life, make it 50. That's a bit much. Imagine a control deck that had that power. That would be so brutal. So brutal. Gain 5 life now, 50 next game. And if you win the game, I mean, what if you're a burn player? You're just cooked. You're just completely cooked. Just restart the game, Karn Liberated style. Card Liberated opened the door for so many interactions, or so much weird stuff that we can now consider like normal in Magic. Restarting the game with permanence from the last game? Blasphemy. Okay, I'm gonna say this works. I don't think it's that complicated to keep track of. John with the super chat. Clambassadors. The Clambassadors, a 4-mana, 4/4 Clamfolk. If Clambassadors damages any player, choose an artifact, creature, or land you control. That player gains control of that artifact, creature, or land. What is so wrong about this card? If Clambassadors damages any player... Okay, so, like, we fight them, right? You give them the old smackaroo. Choose an artifact, creature, or land we control. That player gains control of that artifact. It's donate. It's just donate on a creature. In fact, I think some people would like this card. Sorry we shelled your village. Here's some gold. Oh, this is like a... What is this? The... Ugh, I can't remember the card. Repercussions or something like that? Ship it. Yeah, definitely ship it. This is an interesting design. I'm surprised they didn't make something like this, where you go in an attack, you can just donate something for free. Reparations, that's what it was. Reparations. This is blue reparations of some... Not, well, it's a completely different card, but this is similar flavor text. It's worded so wrong. Why isn't it a triggered ability? Oh, they put if instead of when. If Clambassadors damages any player. Well, that's easy to change. You just go like just replace if with when, and problem solved. Problem super solved. Pretty on the nose flavor text. It's the clam folk. We have got... do we have any other explanations here? Okay, we're all on agreement. This card can be okay. Okay, the Clambassadors. It's totally fine. Okay, next up, let's do... Croco Games incoming. Exclamation point. For 8 mana, sorcery, each player searches their library for any number of artifact, creatures, enchantments, and lands and put those cards on into play. Each player shuffles their library afterwards. I think this is crazy. This is probably an interesting way to finish the game, though. So what is this? Like show and tell and omniscience for everybody? Each player searches their library for any number of artifact, creatures, enchantments, lands. What's left in the deck? Wait, planeswalkers? I don't know what's left in the deck at this point. This is super hypergenesis. But I'll tell you, you have to cast this card. It costs 8 mana. This ain't free. Hypergenesis costs 0. I mean, it's got a suspend cost, but usually people cheat it in play. This card, you can't cheat this card in play so easily. I mean, if you go like show and tell into omniscience into incoming, you're not even guaranteed to win. Your opponents might have a better combo when your game is running long. I mean, I think this is a cool card. Yeah, wrap up the game card. All right, this is like a rule 0. Let's just put our whole deck on the battlefield and see who wins. All right, why don't we just put our whole deck on the battlefield and see who wins? That work out for everybody? All right, it's a funny card. This into a tally into the kitten. Hey, be careful. You know, somebody might have their own combo. You know what I mean? It works, but why? Because people are having fun. All right, it works. There's a lot. You know, Unglued wasn't all that unhinged. Peanut Putter, Organ Harvest. Let's look at Organ Harvest here. It's a black sorcery. You and your teammates may sacrifice any number of creatures. For each creature sacrificed in this way, add black to your mana pool. Is it a shared mana pool in Two-Headed Giant? If it is, like, what's so wrong about this card? There's nothing wrong with this thing. It's not even a particularly interesting card. Black, you and your teammates may sacrifice any number of creatures. I guess their creatures can help me, because we have the mana pool. I think we share the mana. Do you actually share a mana pool? Maybe you don't. I don't play two-headed giant, so I have absolutely no idea. I think it's something that black does, you know? You have those cheap ritual-like cards with some sort of enabler. No, we don't share the mana pool. You and your teammates may sacrifice any number of creatures. For each creature sacrifice. Oh, I see. It doesn't matter. This is my card anyway. So even if we don't share the mana pool, I'm the one who gets the mana. So they sack the creatures, I get mana. Each player, we got some passionate two-headed giant players here. Each player has their own mana pool. You share a life and can block for each other. You got some spleening to do. Some spleening. They lost a bit of a spleen. Got some kidneying to do. You've got some livering to do. I have to deliver your spleening. I don't know where I'm going with this. Perfectly fine as rules. You know what? I completely agree too. Oregon Harvest. All right, next up we have Super Chat from Crowcore Games. My favorite in the set. Look at me, I'm the DCI. How many copies do you own? I have a feeling you own at least 10 copies of this card. It's a very infamous card. Okay, we have 7 mana sorcery. Ban a card other than basic land card for the rest of the match. All cards with that name in any zone or sideboard are removed from the match. I don't know about this card. Like, even if it was legal, this is like not something players have power over. Like, okay, you can things like surgical extraction or exiling cards from somebody's library. That's like the closest we have to banning a card from the game. But only that game you get the card back in future matches. This is like, I think, going a little bit further, unless they made like a surgical extraction that put in the completely out of the game zone, out of the match zone. Imagine they bring back the removed from the game zone, and that like superseded the exile zone. So as far as like if something is removed from the game, it like doesn't even come back to your deck going into the next few turns. This is just Oblivion Ring plus extraction. I mean, to some degree, yes. What if you ban a card mid-game? Do they get a DQ? Oh, good point, because it's still in their deck. Okay, I think this card doesn't work. Yeah, if you ban a card, you make somebody else's deck illegal. I mean, that's just overpowering. Yeah, the judge! My opponent has this card in their deck. So like, they draw a banned card in their hand, and then you like thought seize them to see what's in their hands. Like, oh wait, what are you doing with this banned card? Get your opponents disqualified after you ban cards that are already in their hand. Or imagine looking at someone's hand, you know what they have, and then you play Look at Me, I'm the DCI, and then you ban the card, and then call the judge to get them disqualified. Or a game loss or something. The implications are a mess, though. Like Steve said, they may get a DQ mid-game. Yeah, so it don't work. It's a fascinating card, though. Fascinating idea. Okay, next up, we've got Solfim. A lot of people love these cards. The BFM, the original merge card, the OG. Before merge cards were a big deal. Okay, we're going to look at one. Do I have to look at both halves of this stupid thing? The Big Furry Monster. You can play both Big Furry Monster cards to put... Okay, I think I just got to read it like this. Okay, you can play both Big Furry Monster cards to put Big Furry Monster in play. If either Big Furry Monster card leaves play, sacrifice the other. Big Furry Monster can be blocked only by 3 or more creatures. This is literally legal. I can't believe this. I mean, what is it? 15 mana? How much mana is it? 15. I eyeballed that thing perfectly. I just assumed they'd end it on a round number. It's probably fair too. All it is like it's just like a giant Tarmogoyf for a 15 mana. It can be blocked only by 3 or more creatures. It's got super menace, and we have that ability on cards these days. Like what's it called? This is not the first card to have that effect. And you need both these cards in your hand. This is terrible. Some very strange creature types there. The biggest, baddest, nastiest, scariest creature you'll ever see. Imagine playing Plague Engineer, and then you named Yule. I'm going to name Yule. Or C. Or the. Basically. We have Exodia at home. This is not even a good Exodia. It doesn't even win the game. This thing can still get blocked by 3 random squirrels, you know? So not particularly powerful. Can you even make this your commander? I don't even know how that's possible. It's not even legendary. There's tons of big furry monsters out there. All right, it works. It was not what I was expecting to happen, but it does work. Next up, Algot with Ultimate Nightmare of Wizards of the Coast Customer Service. This is the X what do they call it in Yu-Gi-Oh? The XZs. It's an XZs card with double red. Sorcery, the Ultimate Nightmare of Wizards of the Coast Customer Service deals X damage to each of Y target creatures and Z target players. What else is there to be said? Like, what is that? Mathematically illegal? No, that is very mathematically legal. It's not particular. I'm not going to be pleased about how I have to think about casting this thing, though. Wait, how much mana do you have to sink into this thing? What if we just spend 5 mana? It deals 1 damage to 1 target and 1 player. That's it. So then I can deal, if I spend if I spend 8 mana on this, then I can deal 2 damage to 2 targets and 2 players. Fantastic. There are already X and Y cards. Yeah, but do you ever notice they didn't really bring them back? Do you ever notice that, Kano? You know, there's some mechanics from like 35 years ago. They just sort of just let them die. Maybe for some really good playtesting reasons. X, Y, and Z can be different. Well, they represent different things, right? The amount of damage, the number of target creatures, and the number of target players. I just wonder, oh, actually, yeah, you can... Oh, since it's XYZ, they all don't have to be the same. Well, it's why target creatures? Well, I assume you don't have. Yeah, you can target multiple things. It's of course. X and Y are supported by the rules. Z would probably just mean editing 1 sentence in the rule book. Oh, so there is no Z. It's the first Z in Magic the Gathering, but we welcome it with open arms. All right. Wizards of the Coast Customer Service. It's very doable. So far, most of these are doable. Welcome, Benovsky. So you can deal 3 damage to each of 2 target creatures and 5 target players. Okay, that's a good question. I just assumed you cannot go up. Oh, does this mean you can overload 1 variable and underload another variable? Oh, I guess that's what it means. Was that what you're trying to tell me, old boy? Maybe that's what old boy was trying to tell me. So you can, like, spend 20 mana on X, 1 mana on Y, 1 mana on Z. You know, I just assume that you have to spend all of it equally, just like double X spells. Yes, that's what it means. Okay! A little complicated. But you know what? This actually is a very versatile card, then. I would not like to learn this card. Imagine they start me off playing Magic the Gathering, showing me this card. All right, Nikachu. This is how Magic works. This is X, Y, and Z. These are variables. This is how it works. Funny story. Y can be 0 if you only want to damage players. Oh yeah, good call. That's true. You know, screw Y. We don't need creatures. All right, we're gonna look at more illegal Magic the Gathering cards to see if they work in tournaments. But we gotta thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. You want to own some? I don't know why anyone would want to own this stuff. You can get some at FusionGamingOnline.com. Not to mention, you can buy legal Magic the Gathering cards, like stuff from Final Fantasy. You can also get, do we still have this deal of the week, or is it a different deal of the week this week? What's the new deal? There's always a new deal of the week every week. Oh no, it's 20% off all dice. You can get the Spider-Man Marvel set. You can get Edge of Eternity's cards. Or you can get, like, the entire... I mean, they got an inventory that goes back to 1993. Unbound pre-modern cards from FusionGamingOnline.com. And I'll tell you what I also do when I buy them. I get 5% off my order by using coupon code Nikachu at checkout because it also supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online to play any deck, any format you want. So if your cards become illegal because of maybe a banning, well, don't worry, because your cards didn't get banned. It was Mana Traders cards that got banned because you're just renting them, and you can rent more using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_EFC. And back to the illegal Magic the Gathering cards. Final Fantasy still on the main banner? I gotta milk that Final Fantasy stuff, you know? Final Fantasy's hot. Okay, next we've got Donald Miller. Yet another ether ether vortex. We don't have enough. We don't have norther. We don't have enough ether vortexes in this game. Oh no, it has to be we're on Unglued today. Sorry about that. We did, what is this? Unsanctioned? We did Unsanctioned. I think we did Unhinged already. We're on Unglued, so it's got to have this weirdo set symbol. It could also come from one of those reprint sets. Little Deadfly with Ash Nod's Coupon. 0-mana artifact. Tap, sacrifice Ash Nod's Coupon. Target player gets you target drink. It will not work in tournaments. Also, okay, what kind of drink? Actually, yeah, it doesn't really say anything in here. When I think, oh, I'm gonna get you a drink, it implies it's gonna be an alcoholic beverage, as if your local game store has an alcohol license. Are there any local game stores out there with alcohol like liquor licenses or anything like that? Sounds fascinating. But anyway, yeah, this isn't gonna work. You want this? You want to force people to get you some drinks? Get me another Red Bull, please. Okay, next up, let's look at... Are we going to do a playtest show at some point? You're right, we should do a playtest show. I have a feeling all the playtest cards are legal, though. Like, I don't think any of them are illegal. You have to pay for the drinks, fair. Oh, you pay any cost for the drink. Damn, sacrifice. Target player gets you target drink. You could sacrifice this to just target yourself. Just target yourself here. Okay, next up. We got a cheapo cardboard carapace. This is a 6-mana enchant creature. For each other cardboard carapace card you have with you, enchanted creature gets +1/+1. What the hell does that mean? You mean like in my bag? Errata, this does not count any cardboard carapace cards in play that you control or in your graveyard, hand, or library. Does not count any. So it's just like, if I have a big pile of these cards, just a big stack sitting beside the game, that counts? Man, what a way to manipulate. And you know what? It's slightly more expensive than your average Unglued card. It's $1.71. So some people are taking this card seriously. You know what? You could cheat. You could just get you bring a giant box of cardboard carapaces, but it's actually mostly bulk, but the beginning of the bulk is a bunch of cardboard carapaces. You just pull that out, show somebody, put it back, and no one will, like, interrogate the bulk. Like, no one's gonna do that. I also don't know if you want to even bring a big box of this crap with you to every tournament. It means in your sideboard, for each cardboard carapace card you have with you, I don't think it's implying the side. I mean, even if it did imply the sideboard, I don't think it matters. Anyway, the card is stupid. Oracle text specifies it has to be outside the game. Yeah, outside the game means like in your binder. That's what outside the game means in casual play. Okay, hold on, let me see. It doesn't even say. I don't have an Oracle text here. Does not count any card in play. Okay, if In casual play, that's but we're actually in a tournament. So outside the game actually means the sideboard. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, just like Burning Wish. Well, if that's true, but it didn't say that. Oh, I see. We do have an Oracle text. For each other card named Cardboard Carapace that you have with you outside the game. Okay, okay. Do you know what? Okay, at first I thought this is stupid. Okay, it works. This is really dumb. I just have to flash my opponent. Look at all the cardboard carapaces I have in my sideboard. Yeah, that's my legal sideboard. What a waste. So basically, you need to have enough you have like 4 card. No, wait a minute. You can't even have more. It don't work anyway, but yeah, a no outside the game says sideboarding casual. Yes, you're right. Yeah. So how? No, okay. Now that I'm thinking, you would never have more than 4 of these cards in the deck because that's illegal. Okay, so I think it's doable, but you need to have like 1 card in your main deck and like I don't know 3 of these in your sideboard, and it's garbage. 6 mana to give my creature like basically +3/+3. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think it works. I think it works. Yeah, I think it's bad, but it's doable, and I don't think it breaks anything. Yeah, that's why it don't work. It's jank at best and kind of unclear at worst. Well, it just needs to be legal. That's all I need. It needs to be legal. Unlike all the other illegal Magic the Gathering cards. Also, water is a drink. The cards are just like ice cubes, and you can't play without a deck. What? Okay, next up, we're gonna look at oh boy, Clam I Am. Was there like a clam sub-theme or something in this set? 3 mana 2/2. Summon the clam folk. I got clams. Oh, it's a very Dr. Seuss looking thing. Whenever you roll a 3 on a 6-sided die, you may re-roll that die. I think that works. They got a lot of weird cards like this, where like if you flip a coin twice, and then and it's very specific. If you roll a 3 on a 6-sided die, you just roll again. Good question is, does it count the roll? That's the only part I don't understand. A blast from... Oh, I think that you're actually suggesting a card here. The clams down in Clamville, all scootered and skiddled. The 3 is no more. The clam fiddler fiddled. Whatevers. Okay, yeah. We can print this card. Next up. Okay, what is this? I thought you got a card already, Benjamin Berkey, but you seem to be so insistent to get mine in this. Can we find it? Where's mine? Or is it mine exclamation point? Is there exclamation points attached to all of them? I can't find this card! I know it's silver border. Oh, here we go. Too many cards with the word mine in it. 6 mana enchantment. Mine comes into play. When it comes into play, each player puts their library into their hand. What the hell? Each player skips their discard phase and does not lose as a result of being unable to draw a card. Each player cannot play more than 1 spell each turn. Oh, that's fascinating. If Mine leaves play, each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library. This is pretty cool. I think this card is pretty cool. This is another Chaos Ensues card, basically. I don't know. I'm not frozen. Oh, what is this? It's basically Omniscience plus... it's a group hug version of Omniscience and Enter the Infinite. And then we're only allowed to play this once per turn, 1 card per turn. But then imagine this. Imagine a card that says the first card you play gets countered. Anyway, I think it works. I don't think it's that complicated either. Okay, Bryce wants censorship. It's very censored. What is even going on here? There's something blurry over here. There's something going on. Blue enchantment. When censorship comes into play, choose a blank word. When any blank player says the chosen blank word, censorship deals 2 blank damage to them. Okay. It's a silly card. No, that would not work in tournaments. Editor's note: there were no suitable flavor text submissions for this card. Yeah, you have to bleep them out. I don't have a bleep sound effect, unfortunately. What's my closest? It's whenever deal 2 damage to some damage to them. Okay. The art is just Keeper of the Mind from Exodus, is it? Keeper of the Mind. This is one of those situations. No, it's not. I mean, it's similar-ish. Keeper of the Mind is like up here, so like we see something below. I don't know what it is. I mean, I think you're right. It's the character is Keeper of the Mind, but we have some other characters in here. Like, what is this going on over here? Yeah, I don't get it. The backgrounds don't match. I think the robe matches though, and the background matches. Look, you can see the little bit of a blue and white here. You have this. You have the same damn thing here. I think it works. Okay, next up, Epic Nate Strategy Schmanagy. Schmatagy. We have a 2-mana sorcery. Roll a 6-sided die. Strategy Schmanagy has. Oh no, is this an unglued? Oh, it is an unglued card. Okay, it's an old one. On a 1, Strategy Schmanagy has no effect. Otherwise, it has one of the following effects: 2, destroy all artifacts. 3, destroy all lands. 4, Strategy Schmanagy deals 3 damage to each creature and each player. 5, each player discards their hand and draws 7 cards. 6, roll the die 2 more times. Good God! Could go on for forever. Anyway, this is legal. It's just chaos ensues, that's all. Just chaos ensues. Jeff says, I saw a reel on IG. They chose the word I. The damage keeps on piling in just 1 turn. Oh, it was that they played with some unglued cards on Instagram. You would play this card, old boy? This is so cheap. What are the odds, actually? The odds are... I guess the odds aren't super high that you get all the lands blown up. It's just that there's like a 1 in 6 chance. Because 1 in 6 chance your lands get blown up, and then there's a reroll at... there's 2 rerolls if you hit a 6. There's 2 rerolls. Makes it more difficult to calculate the odds. Darwin with the gluten... Or sorry, Guten Morgan. What's the new schedule? It's Central Standard Time. It always has been. Guten... Oh, wait a minute. You're just saying good morning. You're not late to the party at all. Welcome. We're on the back half of the show, but the show goes on. Okay, Bell. Timmy. Power Gamer. What kind of player are you, Timmy? What kind of player are you? Timmy, Johnny, or Spike? I am a Spike. I am a Spike that engages in these very Timmy YouTube channel shows. Timmy, Power Gamer, a 4-mana 1/1 human gamer. And for 4 mana, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. We literally have cards like this. There's no different. What is the difference between this? This is an unglued card. Because the original unglued sort of looks like me. I feel like I'm looking in the mirror a little bit. Guy's a little bit more handsome than me, but you know, I'm not that far off. Yeah, the old art. A bit too high of a cost for a Timmy. Definitely too high of a cost for a Spike, that's for sure. No Spikes play these cards. He's a gamer, I guess. Definitely a gamer. Plays Dungeons and Dragons. Very big LARPer, it seems. I do not LARP. I leave my home. I don't want to sound like a hermit or something, but I leave my home for very specific reasons. Not to go LARPing. Okay, next up. We go... Not that there is anything against LARPing. I'm sure they have a lot of fun. Yeah, it's completely legal. This is just, what's the difference between this and like Elvish? No, maybe not Elvish Piper. I literally played with an artifact that was just this. It was like 4 mana. It was a 4 mana artifact, and I paid 4 to put I put creatures in play. Oh, where was that from though? I can't remember. And it was such a powerful card too. Something engine, I think. Does anyone know? No, not Amulet. Or was it Amulet? Amulet something? It's not Elvish Piper. Oh, here we go. Quicksilver Amulet. Yeah, that's what was this thing. 4 mana for an artifact for 4. Tap, put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. This is basically the same thing, except this is a lot worse because this thing can die. Have a very quick funeral. That's fine. Like, what? You think I made a mana over here? No, not Titan's Amulet. The other thing. Maybe there was a Titan's Amulet, but okay. Next up, let's go look at Mapius's bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. Good God, I have to read this. 5 mana enchantment. Pursuant to subsection 3.14 of Richard's Rules of Order, during the upkeep of each participant in this game of the Magic the Gathering trading card game, hereafter known as player, that player performs all actions in the sequence of previously added actions, hereafter known as action queue, in the order of those actions were added, then adds another action to the end of the action. I'm done here. I don't even know what this is trying to tell me. I need a flavor I need an oracle text for this oracle text. I'm gonna need an oracle text for the oracle text of the oracle text of this damn thing. This is one of those, I'm not reading all that card. Yeah, and cue the Titanic sound effect. That's a custom card show fine. It is. It is. You know, you joke about that, but this is actual just regular Magic the Gathering font size nowadays. They're all it's really small letters. Don't mock it just because you can't understand it. Well, I will admit that I am too ignorant to understand what the hell this thing is saying. That's your average except the custom cards are trying to do cool things. I think this card is just forcing people to play by the rules or some nonsense like that. It can be legal as long as I don't have to read it. What does this boil down to? When a player does not perform all the prescribed actions in the correct order, sacrifice this enchantment, and said player discards their complement of cards in hand, would they have to play squeaky tight by the rules? What if like neither side even knows? Yeah, this is like, what's it called? A judge's tower type card. Just by default. Like I believe Judge's Tower is just built on like this concept. If you don't play exactly how the cards work, then you lose. GG for you. There is a sequence of actions. You have to do the actions, then add one. Huh? Oh, well. Maybe I misunderstood what this card is actually telling me. If you don't do the correct actions in the correct order, you must discard. Andre, you're making it sound like this is a piece of cake. It's like, it's obvious. Anyone can see what this card does. Just read the card, Nikachu. Just read the card. It's as simple as reading the card. You know, this is, it's like you have a big test coming up and like you're really stressed out. And then people are like, it's just simple. It's just so obvious. Read this thing. Basically explains itself. Oh, you make an action queue? That's terrible. I'm not doing any action queue. Thus, it's illegal for that reason, too. Good. Send it to the Urank. To the Urank, I say. Okay, next up. Who doesn't have a card? Toilet Duck. I don't know if you have a card or not. Misdemeanor. There. Oh! I would love to get arrested by you. This is a 4 mana 3/1. Summon Lady of Proper Etiquette. Flying first strike during each other player's turn. Complement that player on their gameplay or sacrifice mystery demeanor. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's disqualified. That has nothing to do with competitive Magic the Gathering. Like, it's easy to pull off, but like this is not supposed to be a how do I put it? This is not you're not supposed to gain any edges or during each other player's turn compliment that player or sacrifice it. This is not even that good of a card. It's a 4-mana 3/1. I guess it forces people to play nice though. You have to be nice. Dressaru, checks and balances. It's just oppression, but better. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna go back and say misdemeanor would not work in tournaments. Okay, checks and balances is a 3-mana enchantment. Whenever any spell is played, counter that spell if each player other than the caster and their teammates agree to choose and discard a card. Those players must discard those cards after agreeing. Checks and balances may be played only in a game with 3 or more players. So this is a commander card. So it's CEDH. That's what you're telling me. Whenever any spell is played, counter that spell if each player... I don't know. Counter that spell if each player, comma, other than the caster and their teammates... What teammates? Oh, so it has to be a two-headed giant tournament. Agrees to choose and discard a card. Those players must... I don't know what this card does. I read it twice. Okay, I can follow it up to the point where my spell is countered, and then that's it. Seems bad. No one will ever agree. This is weirdly legal. I'll probably have to take your word for it, Crowcore Games. So other players need to discard the spell gets countered. Okay, Tressar, whenever a player casts a spell, counter that spell unless that player discards a card. Well, that's easy. Counter that spell if each player, other than the caster and their teammates, agrees to choose and discard a card. Those players must discard those cards after agreeing. Checks and balances must be played only in a game with 3 or more players. Whenever any spell is played, counter that spell if each player agrees to choose... No, it sounds like the player not casting the spell has to discard the card. Oh, everyone discards a card to counter the spell. Yeah, so counter it if everyone else discards a card. What an absolute messed up way to describe that. That's terrible. It should just be like whenever a player plays a spell, each of that caster's opponents may discard a card. May all agree to discard a card if they do counter that spell. Yeah, so when a spell is played, it can be countered. This goes into like the top 10 most stupidly described cards, but maybe it's described properly for the purposes of the rules. Anyway, it works. I think it works. It's like, does everyone agree on It's like you have a vote for discard or not discard. If all 3 players vote discard, they discard a card and the card is countered. This is 27-year-old template. You know what? You're right. I should cut it a little bit of slack. Jeff, foul play. I came late. I'm not sure if this is already done. Don't worry. We've been going real slow with this show. 3-mana foul play. Enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and a 1/1 creature that counts as a chicken. They literally printed this. They printed many of these cards. They kept pushing it, actually. I mean, we're at the point where it's where you're spending 1 mana for this exact effect. 100% this works. 100 bazillion% it works. Indiana Jones with Denied. Blue interrupts. Play Denied. Only as any opponent casts target spell. Huh? So, okay, so only as? So it should just say whenever a spell's on the stack. Name a card, then look at all cards in that player's hand. If the named card is in the player's hand, counter target spell. I think there's a way to word this. It's like Counter target spell, or it's like, how is this card put on the stack is the question. So basically, it's like, it's something to the effect of, you may cast a target player, name a card. Target player reveals their hand. If the named card was there, counter target spell or some crap like that. You know what I mean? Easy way to look at your opponent's hand. I think it works. I have no idea if it's worded like that. It would be worded like this today. So you can only counter spell if you know a card in the target player's hand. No, you could guess. You don't have to know anything. Basic forest. Do you got one? You can make a good guess. You're stuck on your 5th land drop this entire time. I'll name Golos or something like that. The stack didn't even exist back in 98. Really? That far out? Wow, that game has been the game went on for so long and no stack. That makes no sense to me. It's pretty crazy. The spell is targeted, not the player. No, I'm just saying, like, I understand, like, the spell doesn't even target a spell here. But I'm just saying, if they wanted the card to work, it would probably start by targeting a player. Anyway, I have no problem with this card. It's interesting. A lot of these cards from Unglued, they're legal. It's like, name a card. Counter target spell if its controller has the name card in their hand. Oh, there we go. Nightmare Incarnation. You should work for Wizards of the Coast. I'll put in a good word for you. Unfortunately, they probably won't listen to me, but maybe. Toads with Squirrel Farm. You gotta wonder, Toads, why are they farming squirrels? Why would they be farming squirrels? What do you think they do with you think they're milking the squirrels, Toads? I have some bad news for you. Anyway, okay, 3-mana enchantment. For 2 mana, reveal a card in your hand, covering the artist's credit. Target opponent guesses the artist. If they guess wrong, create a 1/1 green squirrel token. Well, anyway. Naming artists, no, that's not a competitive effect, so it definitely would not work in tournaments. Toad's like, yeah, squirrel farm. They're gonna eat them. They skin all them. They're breeding it for the purposes of making a squirrel fur coat or something. Having a squirrel farm squirreled away seems like a nutty idea. Making a funny, aren't you? You're making a funny. Okay, Crowcore Games with Urza's contact lenses. So this goes beyond like Urza's glasses. 0 artifact. Urza's contact lenses come to play tapped and does not untap during its controller's untap step. All players play with their hands face up. Clap your hands twice, tap or untap Urza's contact lenses. We're not going to clap our hands. You know what? It's might even be a little ableist. Some people out there, they don't have hands. They are not capable of clapping their hands, all right? So that's it's a very rude card. Surprised Wizards would even print something like this. Come on, Wizards, think of the inclusivity. Think of the inclusivity. The hands face, and it's a play on hands too. All players would play with their hands face up, but you clap your hands twice. What does that have to do with Urza's contact lenses? Tapped and does not untap. Clap your hands twice, tap or untap. What the hell does this card do? This is like a mono artifact. I don't even know what this card does. Is this back when tapped artifacts didn't activate? No, I don't think so. But it's not a mono artifact or anything. Okay, hold on. There's actually more. The Oracle text has more text. This artifact enters tapped. This artifact doesn't untap during your untap step. As long as this artifact is untapped, all players play with their hands revealed. Clap your hands twice. You may tap or untap this artifact. Okay. So it was working like that. So that was the whole point. Y'all should clap your feet. It's possible. If you're happy and you know it. There we go. Not to be insensitive, how do you play Magic with no hands? I've actually gotten some questions about that before, specifically about how to shuffle. And I've gotten multiple people asking me that question. And I basically told them that you are allowed to have a helper with you. There are so if like your hand, it's not even like you have no hands. Like sometimes your hands are just stone cold disabled. So you're allowed to have a helper with you that shuffles the deck, but they're not allowed to make any decisions for you. They just can shuffle your deck, draw your hand, present it to you, and then like, you know, play the cards as you tell them to. But so that is legal. That's actually allowed. Yeah, I only know because I've made a video about shuffling your deck, and they're like, Nikachu, how do I shuffle my deck? I can't. But so there is a solution. There are solutions. So the helper will clap the hands. Wait, this is not a tournament card. It's not it won't work. It's a very silly card too. Just learn to play with your feet. I guess I mean, you know, if you put a gun to my head, I don't think I could make that work overnight. Okay, does anyone have no card yet? Is there any no card yet people left? Maybe not. Okay, so let's go to I don't know if Medieval Gamer got a card. Free for all. As a 4-mana enchantment, when free for all comes into play, set aside all creatures in play face down. Okay, we have like cards like that, right? During each player's upkeep, that player chooses a creature card at random from those set aside in this way and puts that creature into play under their control. If free for all leaves play, put each creature still set aside this way into its owner's graveyard. So hold on, we're set aside all creatures in play face down. What is that, like phasing out? Hold on, we have an Oracle text. The Oracle text actually saves me today. When this enchantment enters, exile all creatures face down. Okay. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses a card exiled with this enchantment at random. Okay, so we don't even know what we're gonna get. Life is like a box of Life is like a free-for-all. We don't know what we're gonna get. So you choose one at random, put into play on the battlefield. When this when the enchantment leaves play, put all cards exiled with it into its owner's graveyard. I think this works. It works. It's like an exiling effect of some sort. Sagacious says, if the helper can do game actions for you, they can clap since they have a functional... No, the clapping has nothing to do with the game. We shouldn't have to physically do it. It should not... How do I put it? Taking physical game actions outside of the game should not have no influence on the game. Next. That word soup card, the rules one, included a step where a player sits on a chair. The problem, of course, some may not be able to sit on said chair. Interesting. Okay, Steve Cooper. What do we got here? Sparkfield and a donation for chat. What's Sparkfield? Oh, Sparkfiend. Good God. Okay, it's 5 mana for a 5/6 beast. They really should actually just do this. Like, if they know the card is going to have too much text, you got to squeeze the art down, just like they did with Jace the Mind Sculptor. They got to do that more often. When Sparkfiend comes into play, roll 2 6-sided dice. On a total of 2, 3, or 12, sacrifice Sparkfiend. On a total of 7 or 11, do not roll dice for Sparkfiend during any of your following upkeep phases. If you roll any other total, note it. During your upkeep, roll 2 6-sided dice. On a total of 7, sacrifice Sparkfiend. If you roll the noted total, do not roll dice for Sparkfiend during any of your following upkeep phases. On any other roll, there is no effect. I don't even know what this card does. I want to say, like, this is probably legal. I just don't want to understand what it does. That's all. No, that is a custom card. Bolt says, I think my eyes glazed over trying to read this. Can anyone confirm if this is... Does the Oracle text save us here? When it enters, roll 2 6-sided dice. If you roll 2 through a 12, sacrifice the creature. Is this craps of some sort? If you roll 7 or 11, don't roll dice for this creature during any of your following upkeeps. Okay, so when it enters, we have to roll. And then if we roll 7 or 11, we don't roll. I think this is craps. But I don't understand the 2, 3, or 12. Don't roll dice for any of your following upkeeps. If you rolled any other total, note that total. And then you have to roll it again, right? At the beginning of your upkeep, roll 2 6-sided dice. If you rolled 7, sacrifice this creature. That's the craps part. If you roll the noted total, don't roll dice for this creature. So the idea is you keep the creature. Isn't there supposed to be a reward after this? I think this is craps the card. Oh, is that how it works in craps? I thought like I didn't know actually. That sucks. You roll a 12. Oh, snake eyes. That's right. I didn't know about the 3 though. This card is kind of crap, not gonna lie. Oh, yeah, and then yeah, I know you roll another number and then you have to roll that number. It just allows you to roll dies, and you may even lose this ability. So I think the idea is the reward is you get to keep the creature. The reward is that you completely stop rolling after getting the desired total. Yeah, and then you keep the creature. You win! Okay, we have a donation from Steve Cooper. Who wants a donation? Okay, I'm going to give it... Okay, who has not got enough cards today? Who deserves a card? You want to do Black or Lotus? Judge, my opponent does not want to rip up their card. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's gonna work. Tear it into 4 pieces. I'm gonna give Zix the last card because I mean, this one's super obviously not gonna work. The Old Fogey. Does it still work? Oh, this is disqualified. It's not unglued. We need an unglued card. Elgot. Whoa, Goblin Bowling Team. It's hard to get rid of this super chat. 4 mana 1/1. Okay, whenever Goblin Bowling Team damages any creature or player, roll a 6-sided die. Goblin Bowling Team deals to that creature or player an additional damage equal to the die roll. They're bowling against other creatures? That's crazy. Anyway, that works! It's nothing even complicated about that. You basically, it's like a Flame Tongue Kavu, actually. Whenever it damages, whenever Goblin Bowling Team... It's actually worse. So yeah, oh, but it's repeatable. So if you damage a creature or a player, you roll a die and can deal way more damage. All right, this card, it's fantastic. It's a nice card. It's a nice card to end the show. I'll admit, it's a nice card to end the show. Hope you had a lot of fun here today, people. I don't know if there are any more unsets to do this series on. I think that was the last one. But outside of that, we have way more shows every single day. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to be part of the show, please be there. We also got to thank everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thanks to everybody who showed up today. A great discussion from like Toilet Duck, Toads, Old Boy, Little Dead Fly, Pabno, Steve Cooper, Mappius, Bell, Argentina, Benjamin Berkey, Kano, Sagacious, Crowcore Games. We got Achipo and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cut.